Okay, greetings everybody. Going to be a short, concise lecture tonight. Had a power outage. It's Saturday, the May 23rd, right now as I speak, and I have been without power all day. We had a lightning strike when that front came through last night, and I've been without power. And thereby internet and everything. And so, arg. But anyway, and I'm traveling tomorrow, Sunday, May 4th. Or 24th. I'll be traveling all day. So I got to knock something out here pretty quick. But keep an eye on the classroom. I'll be adding a supplemental lecture, but I wanted to get you guys started on your research paper. Please, if you've seen the instructions for this paper on the internet on a study site or Course Hero or any of that, please disregard it. I changed the instructions. So please don't, you won't find anything extremely useful from previous classes. But there's a lot of um, um, uh, academic resources for data science. The title on the slide's out of the syllabus, but we're going beyond that um, and making it a little easier. If everybody writes the exact same specific paper, just it's terrible. So I opened it up so you guys can choose a little bit more. So, very short briefing or lecture tonight. I just have a graphic on data science and a connected factory that I want to talk to a little bit to give you some ideas for your research papers. Um, and then I'll go over the instructions for the paper and expectations um, based on the practice paper. Everybody got their feedback on that practice research paper. There were some really good ones. If you got 25 out of 25, great paper. Just keep doing what you're doing. You'll get an A in this class, no problem. There were quite a few students that wrote clearly, legibly, with adequate analysis and originality, and then there were some papers that uh, I'm not really sure what happened, but everybody got lots of detailed feedback, I'm sure, and I've had email conversations with quite a few of you answering those questions. If I ask you a question in the comments, I'm not being rhetorical. Please, or Socratic, please email me and answer any question I ask you. If I ask you what a reference had to do with your point, answer me, please. Um, if I ask what you meant by something, um, email me. But generally, I didn't ask any of those questions for the papers that were well written. So um, good on you if you got 25 out of 25. Okay, so data science and manufacturing. Just wanted to talk about the different aspects, and you can go into this however you want. But I would like for you to stay, as I say in the instructions, I would like for you to stay in basically one area of manufacturing industry. Try and stick to like automobiles or aircraft or consumer electronics or whatever, nuclear power plants, medical. If you're in healthcare, there's certainly a lot going on there. But data science is uh, in and around every modern efficient manufacturing process. From up in the upper left hand corner, from innovation, where the engineers are using um, are using data to, like a feedback loop coming from the manufacturing process, to design new products, or to tweak elements of the manufacturing process. Beg your pardon. One of the uh, one of the more efficient things you see is efficiency. Um, Data can tell you down to down to the second, um, all kinds of different things to make you more efficient. Less manual steps in the process. Um, it can be used for just-in-time inventory, how long inventory is being held on hand. Um, uh, it can feed back for manufacturing defects. There's just the sky's the limit here, guys. There's all kinds of articles out there on smart manufacturing for you to look at. Agility. That's being able to bring something to market faster, because now the design process. Every product is uh, basically digits. Just like every song, every idea, everything is boiled down to data. Um, so it can help bring things to market faster, and you can even design the production floor more efficiently. And then but then risk. Look, guys, the has anybody maybe heard of Stuxnet? That's kind of one of the most famous um, vulnerabilities in the manufacturing process that I've ever read about. It was I think it was Siemens programmable logic controllers, PLCs, um, that were being used in the Iranian nuclear program, and Stuxnet got in there and as a virus spread, they think, by USB sticks, and it sped up and slowed down these very expensive centrifuges, and broke them. So in manufacturing, I guess if you want to go towards cybersecurity, you can. This is really a data science class. So really more talking about maybe analyzing security risk data. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know how you'll wind that up into the paper. I was really thinking more along the lines of adding efficiency and whatnot. But there's all kinds of different angles here. You'll notice the connected factory. There's sensors in everything, and all of those sensors are cranking out data. And those sensors can show you where there are bottlenecks. They can show you where things can be sped up, where things should be slowed down. They can show you where there needs to be a human in the loop for quality. Yeah, the article that's posted in the classroom was looking at a factory as an IoT implementation, because of all of that sensor data, and I mean, to include like how many nails are left in the nail gun, how much paint is in the paint robot, and how often does this need to be how often do these expendables need to be um, uh, resupplied. There's just, like I said, the sky's the limit, guys. It's a writing exercise, um, that I hope the practice paper um, from week 2 showed you kind of what I'm looking for. Um, I'll post some additional writing resources there, but you certainly have access to a bunch as a Cumberland student. So yeah, any application of data science in manufacturing, um, but try and use a couple of examples from the same industry. And remember, you, you're this isn't a master's degree, so you need to be reading these papers like a researcher, and looking at how they conducted their research. These are academic articles. You're not just reporting the facts, you're reporting of how people studied. Remember, that's kind of the tack you want to take in your papers. How did scientists computer scientists and study the data and the way the data was used, the way the data was collected, what challenges were there. In the instructions, it talks about the challenges of using data science because of problems with dirty data, big data problems, volume, variety, and you're certainly welcome to use big data, but you don't have to limit it to a big data uh, uh, project or support. So that's the assignment this week, guys. Here's the instructions. Um, um, it can, it can also result in research challenges due to many reasons. That's what um, make sure you're uh, coming at this like a researcher. Okay, good enough. Enough said. Um, the benefits and challenges associated with data science. So make sure that you are looking at maybe like the limitations section of the paper, or maybe if there's as you're reading articles, you'll find where they specifically address a problem they had during their research project. Okay, like I said, try and focus on a single type of product. Please don't just talk about manufacturing in general. You can certainly in your introduction um, talk about write about manufacturing in general, but try and find a type of product depending on what your interest is and how data science um, worked in there. Okay, so lots of promise in data driven or smart manufacturing. You will see the term smart manufacturing all over Google Scholar. But there's challenges to researchers to really get in there and see what's being done and truly what the impact was, and writing it up in an academic setting. Um, I gotta say, guys, I was disappointed that nobody wants to talk about your dissertation. None of you want any help in getting ready for your dissertation. So, okay. Uh, I was disappointed that nobody took advantage of that. I normally that's a sign that you don't have any idea what you're doing, or you're happy to talk about it. When I was getting ready for my dissertation, I loved being able to discuss my research question and get feedback on it and get it sanity checked. So I'm gonna take silence as that you guys don't know what you're doing for your dissertations, and I would really like to help with that. Maybe if I'm wrong, please email me and explain why you didn't participate in it. Maybe we'll have that conversation in private in email. Okay. So in this paper, several of you have already had your first warning um, about originality and academic honesty. So write clearly, concisely. Okay, guys. Go back to my academic writing for software engineers video. Um, if you, you've got to have paragraphs that stick to one idea. You've got to have a topic sentence for your paragraph. You can't just throw in a bunch of random sentences and expect anybody to read it and understand anything of what you're writing. So you've got to have good organization. So write clearly, concisely. Don't repeat yourself. Write originally, and then make sure you've got good organization. And if you have any questions or concerns, excuse me. If you have any questions or concerns, please email me. I will be checking email while I'm on the road. All right. Uh, Everybody have a good week, and I'll definitely be posting some more material out there this week. I just got to get something done because I'm had a power outage and I'm traveling tomorrow. Okay. Take care, everybody.